just get started here with our quote of the night. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. That's Thomas Edison, and that is what we are all about here at Cummins Chiropractic. And we are going to be hosting these seminars and fun events to bring Bellevue to better health. That's our mission. You'll see it on our vision statement when you walk in the door and come to your appointments or come here to visit us. This is what we're about. And tonight, we are going to reach out to all of you and equip you with some wonderful information, action steps, things to take home so that we can take Bellevue by storm and beyond, if you guys live outside of Bellevue. And we are going to live the 100-year lifestyle, living from 80, 90 to 100 years and beyond. You guys excited about that? Woo! You will be when we're done with tonight, right? That's my job. Okay. All right. Oh, we have a little Mac error. Looks good on my screen. Your amazing body has the innate potential to live to 100 years or more. Let's just think about that for a second. All of us, here we are, you actually might live to 100 years and beyond. And the segment of the population that is the fastest growing, it's not 50 to 60-year-olds, it's not babies, it's not this, it's not that. It is people who are 100 years and older. And this is the same across all industrialized nations across the globe. Now, 50% of all babies born since 2000, including little Hope Cummins, are expected to live to be 100 years or older. Okay? And that's from the British Medical Journal. And again, this might include you. So here we are. Here's our familiar tree. We have this up all over the office. We have our healthy tree on the right side, and we have our not so healthy tree on the left side. Which tree will you age to be? Let's not talk about ourselves for a moment. Let's talk about our children, okay? So just take the blame off yourself or whatever you want to think about. Think about your kids, and Ruby, you can dream about the future because you don't have any children yet, right? So will our kids live as long as their parents? Okay, let's all hope that we, have our kids live as long as we do. Will they live as long as their grandparents? How about their great-grandparents? Well, again, 50% of all babies are expected to live to over 100 years. But what will their quality of life be like? So go ahead and look at that tree. You have it on your handout. We've got the healthy side and we've got the not so healthy side. If we are living to 100 years, and there's a good chance that a lot of us will, what is our quality of life going to be like during that time? Let me just ask you one more question here, still while we're looking at the tree and while we're thinking about our grandparents, okay? I want everybody, instead of think about your kids, I want you to think about your grandparents and pick one or the other, one side or the other side, gram or granddad, whoever you want to pick, and envision that in your mind. Oh my gosh, can you just feel the love your grandparents have for you? I feel it. I can feel it in your mind. Okay, so think about them, and we are going to think first about, let's first think about their posture. What does your gram or granddad look like, or did they look like? Okay. All right, let's think about their activity level. What was it like during the last part of their life? Let's think about their movement, and let's think about their spine, okay? So now that you have that vision of your grandparents, now we'll take that back to our kids. So how will our children move forward, and how do they know what their life is going to be like? Well, that's why we have our empire. This is on that yellow sheet, the yellow paper that we have. We're all going to be calculating our empire. Anybody have any idea what an empire is? No, not the way I'm going to talk about the empire. So our empire is MPYR, and it stands for your minimum potential years remaining. Fun way to think about, like, hey, are you going to live to 100-ish? Where are you going to be? And about how does that reflect to you now? So we're all going to think about that oldest grandparent that we already had a nice picture of, and we're going to take it to the next level, and we're going to think about our oldest grandparent that has ever lived. Okay, so pick your number. Everybody thinking about gram or granddad? Okay, great. Now you're going to write that on the first line, and you're going to minus your current age. So nobody look at other people's things, especially don't look at the women next to you. Please don't look. People don't like to share that. Okay, so minus the women's, or well, everybody's age. Okay, and that big math problem is equaling our empire. That is our minimum potential years remaining. So for example, I'll tell you how old I am. I'm 32. My oldest grandparent is 94 and counting. So 94 minus 32 is 62 and still going, okay? So my empire is that I have, from right now, approximately 62 years potentially to move forward, okay? Now let's say somebody's eldest grandparent is 85 and they're 55 years old. Then their empire would be 30 years as their minimum potential years remaining. Or if you're...
Mine's negative, no.
That's actually something you were going to ask. So yeah, so I'm going to ask a couple people. And we'll start with Mark, because you're off and running. Mark, what is your empire?
I didn't even figure it out.
You didn't figure it out? Okay. Okay, we'll let you calculate this math problem. I'm going to come back to you.
Well, part of the thing is I don't know a lot of my grandparents, so I don't know how long they lived. So
right.
I know my grandma. She lived to be 86. But
right. Well, we'll go with Grandma.
Yeah, all right.
I love Grandma. I already love her because you just said that with such love in your heart. Grandma's 86. I won't do the math because now everybody's going to know how old you are. Okay. All right. I said I promised I'd focus on the back. Let's go, Vic. What is your empire? 22. All right, Vic. And what do you think about that?
It means nothing to 2.
It means nothing except 22. All right, we'll get into what that means. All right. Anybody else want to share what their empire is?
64.
64. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. 64. You guys have some adventure ahead. You guys were like, we can have some fun in 64 years. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that? Your empire of 64. 62.
Sounds good. Exciting.
Sounds good. Excellent. I like that excitement about the future. All right. Is there anybody who's looking at their empire and thinking, I'm not super excited about this. This is a little scary. Anybody? Got a couple people. Okay, right. Okay. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to live 40 more years. What the heck am I going to do with myself? Okay.
What if yours is negative? No?
Okay. Yeah, that actually is there are a lot of people who are actually surpassing where they were. Okay. You can totally have a negative empire. All right. How about some of our young ones here in the crowd? We have a couple youngins. What's your empire in the back? Either of you guys. 80.
80.
Sweet. Okay. Ruby's gonna win. She's got 80. Are we winning back there? You have more than 80? Not quite. Okay, it's close. Shoot. Should have had prizes for the largest empire. All right. So Ruby's so she's kind of somewhere around in here. You know, if you're only 11 and your eldest relative was 90, you got 80 years to go. Okay. And let's all of us think, if you do have children, think about your kids, and if they're still living with you, this is actually what is, I think, the most important thing we can think of. When I think of Hope, I'm like, okay, Hope is like all of 4 months old, and if her eldest relative is around 94 and counting, I'm like, her empire is 94 years, and what is in control of how long she lives right now? It's the habits and things that I give to her. So if her empire is to shorten for any reason, it's on me, okay? And I want her to live a long time, because I think she's cool and I want to hang out with her. But today's children may be the first generation to actually see their life expectancy go down, okay? And we are definitely seeing, everybody sees this, that childhood type 2 diabetes is totally on the rise. Our sedentary lifestyle is on the rise. We're having less physical activity in school, only PE like 1 day a week, that's right, okay? Is there anybody in here who works with children on a regular basis? Anybody? Okay, yeah, got a couple teachers, great. And for those teachers, Denise, aka Mom, what do you see in the kids that you've been seeing coming through your class? You've been a teacher for a long time, and how are you seeing their health now as opposed to what you saw 20 years ago?
Well, definitely not as physical. There's definitely a lot more of a sedentary lifestyle, more video games being played, not getting outside, running around the neighborhood, a little bit more overweight.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Got it. So something that we can totally see even in our, if we just even look back 20 years, et cetera.
Electronics.
Mm-hmm. Oh, electronics, yeah. We are now in the digital age. Okay. All right, so before I get to the next slide, moving forward into fitness, why you guys are all here, is that when we think about this, why is it that type 2 diabetes is going up? Why is it that sedentary lifestyles and less activities are going, and all of these chronic diseases are on the rise? Is it because of our genetic predisposition, or is it because of our lifestyle? So the studies show that about all of our aging, about 30% is up to our genetics. So let's go on that side of the tree that's like, hey, if you have got this in your family, it's about 30% of what's going on. And 70%, the bulk, the majority of how our bodies are expressing themselves in life is because of our lifestyle. So, all right, now that we know why we're all here, we now have the awesome answer, because we have lifestyle fitness. Okay, gotta put this syllable back there, okay? And that stands for, fit is just, hey, we're gonna be fit, do a little dance with that. And we're gonna have nutrition, endurance, strength, and structure. And all four of these things are really important for us to have that lifestyle that we want, so that when we live to 80, 90, 100 years and beyond, and maybe hope we'll be 150 years old, that these are the things, taking care of our lifestyle, that 70% are gonna be the things that are gonna move us forward. Okay, all right. So, why don't we just pick one of those things? Why aren't we just doing nutrition tonight? Why aren't we just doing strength or just doing structure? Anybody? Can anybody tell me what it looks like to be totally awesome in all realms except for lacking in endurance? Anybody know what that what would that look like? If you were totally awesome but you didn't have any endurance, what would your body be like? Brian? If you couldn't walk a half a mile, but you were eating really well, thinking pretty good, and having strength in your structure is pretty good, but you're not going so far, how does that affect your body?
Your body'd probably look all right, but you just wouldn't have any ability to do anything beyond sit.
Right. You lose your ability to live an active life through that 24 hours that hopefully you're sleeping a little bit, but you're losing your ability to participate in life, okay? What about if you have really good nutrition and you're eating really good, but you are missing your strength? What about somebody who's not quite very strong? Anybody, what does that look like? Dr. Cummins, what do you see?
Out, like when you bend over to pick up something.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh.
Take
What
out
about,
garbage.
yeah, or you're picking up your kid, little Hope. She is like 10 pounds, like, ugh, right? If I didn't have strength, then that might hurt. Okay, all right, so what I'm trying to say is that all four components of this are really, really important, okay? We need endurance, strength, structure, and nutrition. So we're gonna start off with nutrition. And where should nutrition start? Well, we need to know where we are to know where to start with nutrition, because nutrition is pretty much our body composition. Well, we are what we eat. So where do we start with then? For most people, we usually just start with stepping on the scale. I weigh this much, okay, here we go. Most of us women usually don't even like to do that. We're like, I don't want to go there, right? Okay. Well, there's another step we need to take past that, because it's not just how much we weigh, it's what our bodies are composed of that makes a difference. So our body mass index, you can just calculate this. There's all kinds of calculators online. Go ahead and hop on one. You can do it in the books, the 100-Year Lifestyle book. You go on and it can give you your body mass index, which is your height, your weight, and it gives you an average about what your body fat is. Now for men, sorry guys, you have to have a little bit lower body fat than women. Yours should be about 12 to 18%. And women, because we've got our childbearing whatever going on, then we can have 14 to 22. Nice. Extra chocolate for the ladies. Mark has a question.
Real quick, BMI has been found not to be that accurate for measuring your body fat, because if you're athletic or if you work out, because people like Shaquille O'Neal would be 35% body fat, you know, and that's not really the case.
Exactly.
So if you're athletic, you go to the gym, work out, you're going to be heavier, but you're not necessarily, you know, your BMI isn't a good indicator.
A good indicator. Exactly right. Mark has an excellent point. So calculating BMI obviously is one step. We need to go ahead and calculate where we are at, but of course take that with a grain of salt. We can actually get our body fat compiled by doing the dunk test or doing all these other different things, and we have an awesome system here in the office that we can use that is really accurate. However, if you just want to do something quick on the computer and you can do that on a routine basis, it'll be a nice base point for you to go from. But that's a really good point, especially for those muscular people like yourself. Okay. All right, so once we kind of have our starting point of where we are, if we have the the guts to step on the scale and calculate where we're at, then the next step is to really look at the calories in and the calories out. This is pretty basic. We all kind of know this, okay? So if we are at an even balance, we are having even in calories coming in and even out. I do my daily walk at this time and I eat my daily everything at the same time. We're going to be hanging out here. And for a lot of us, we settle into our routines and things we do, and that's just where our body's going to settle. Now, if you are wanting to gain weight and be an awesome athlete, et cetera, you're not only going to increase your strength production, but you're also going to be taking in some more calories and trying to create some muscle mass from that. If you would like to lose some weight, then we need to take out some of the calories, and we are going to increase some of the bodily functions, aka exercise. And hopefully that'll tip this way, and then we will be losing weight. It's not that easy, and we all know this. And why is that? What is the first thing we think of when we're like trying to do this? What is the first? It's a big bad D word. Diet. Yes, totally, exactly. The first thing that comes to my mind is like, okay, I weighed myself. I know I shouldn't have that toast at 10:30, 5 pieces or whatever I decided to binge on or whatever. I'm like, okay, so I need to not eat toast. Okay, I am now boom on this kind of diet path of don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this. And it really is, it's something that's not sustainable. Why is diet not sustainable?
It's not what you eat normally.
Because it's not what you eat normally. Yeah, great. Debbie, any other?
Well, deprivation.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not our lifestyle, and it's not what we're going to settle back into. So when we focus on weight loss alone, deprivation, and we always are thinking about, I can't have that. Shoot, and that's a terrible it's a terrible place to be. We've all been there, well, most of us anyway. Okay, so if we think positively and think about lifestyle nutrition, and we're going to think about all the awesome things to eat and how good food can be fantastic, like what an awesome meal Julie picked out for us today from Whole Foods. We have salads and strawberries and all kinds of wonderful, wonderful things that I feel good. I had lots of that, and I'm not here being like, I can't give this talk because I just ate 5 pieces of toast for dinner. To go along with that diet slide, I have to say, and this applies to all aspects of fitness, is that drugs are not the answer. They are the last resort. Okay? Drugs are not the answer. They are the last resort. And the reason being is that drugs have a lot of problems that come with them. They also save a lot of lives, granted. A lot of friends, family, we all know people who, our medical system is fantastic. When we are in crisis, awesome. We can't live in a better place. Seattle, Bellevue, they are the best doctors, the best research, best everything is here. But to, on a daily basis, be using that as a crutch for an underlying problem that is lifestyle related, we need to have the guts to move forward and really take action steps to not rely on that, because the side effects from this for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, that's going to affect why sometimes making that living to 100 might be a little bit scary, okay? So nutrition, not only do we know, hey, we got to reduce the amount of calories going in, etc., but we got to really focus on what are those calories? What are they made of? What are they composed of? It really is the quality of what we've got going in. For most of the things that we should be eating, it shouldn't be something that we're actually looking at a packet and being like, good, 170 calories. Bonus, I can have a granola bar, whatever. Okay? For the good things that we should be filling ourselves with, they don't usually come in a packet that tells you how much you should eat. That's why you should always have an apple every time you leave Cummins Chiropractic Wellness. We'll keep you away from the doctor. We love you, but we don't want to see you that often, right? What do the nerves have to do with this? Why would structure have anything to do with nutrition? Well, how about these nerves down in this area that actually go to those organs that filter all of what your body is eating? Well, our nerves are our master controller system of our body, and they are in charge of our hormones, of our digestion, of our nutrient absorption, and if they are not in balance and doing what they're supposed to do, our digestive system will be off. This is our innate intelligence that allows us to eat this way, and it's going to regulate our enzyme production. It provides all the things that are going to break down the fat properly, et cetera, et cetera. And in order for us to have an efficient and healthy digestive system, all of that pathway that we saw that was there, it has to be clear. So everybody go ahead and wiggle your fingers. Jazz hands, come on, do it for me. Thank you very much, yes. Your nervous system allows you to do that. So your brain going through your body, we can do this. If we are a little bit off in our nervous system, we can't have as much jazz hands, okay? Okay, and that includes how we're digesting our food. What can we do here in the office if there is a little bit of an imbalance in our nutrition? We have a couple things that we can help with. If you've come to the new patient workshop, Dr. Cummins always talks about making sure that our omega-3 fatty acids are in balance. And he's gonna he'll talk to you guys on a personal level if you need to know how many fish oils you need in your diet. That's gonna reduce inflammation naturally in your body. No need for Advil and Aleve when you can have some fish oil. Vitamin D, about 99% of all people in the Northwest are extremely deficient in vitamin D. We also have that here. Multivitamin, do you have your whole spectrum covered? And hey, if you don't quite eat enough vegetables, we've got greens first, and those are actually something that we have a cool new test coming where you can test your saliva for 5 days, and it'll tell you if your pH in your body is off. So it'll tell you, hey, are you having enough salad? You all have to have one more plate of salad before you leave. Okay. All right. So we already went over all this good stuff. The number one thing, and Dr. Cummins will tell you this over and over and over again, that we can do to improve our nutrition is just eat more vegetables. They fill you up, they're good stuff, they're gonna clean things out, and they give you those little essential baby little vitamins and things that we all need. So if you're gonna take away one thing, up the ante on the vegetables, and yeah, that's just the best thing. If you're gonna do one thing, let's all do that. Okay. Any questions on endurance? I mean, nutrition. We're pretty good? Yeah, we all kind of got that. We've got a good fill. We're feeling good. Okay. All right, endurance. Let's get moving. Endurance. I love endurance. Endurance is my favorite part. So we'll kind of breeze through this. A lot of us love endurance. Anybody, what's one of your favorite things to do in the endurance category?
Running.
Yes, Julie. Julie loves to run. She's gonna run a 5K soon. You Mary, what's your favorite? Dancing. Oh my gosh, you're totally coordinated. That is so not my favorite. Anybody have other things that are their favorite things? Rowing. Excellent. Excellent. I know somebody in here loves to garden. I would say that's endurance, and you got a big yard like that. That's going to take you all day. Okay. All right, endurance. We all know we all got to get moving, and endurance is a great way for us to go ahead and take it to the max. You're just going to go 20 minutes, etc. You're going to get a lot of bang for your buck and get out there and get moving. If you have not been focusing on your endurance, the best place to start is just with walking. Now I've done this whole pregnancy thing. Walking is awesome. You can your brain is cleared. You actually get to scoot along and look at stuff. It is awesome, and it really does. It takes the load off. It gets you your workouts in. Okay, so if you're beginning, start with that. Now, once we've all gotten a base of, hey, I'm walking a couple times, we need to increase our intensity. This is really important. This is where a lot of people go wrong with endurance. We're going to do the same 3-mile loop every day. We're going to do the same this every day. I do my same whatever. We need to make sure that we increase the intensity and trick our bodies into doing, basically into taking it to the next level. Okay? All right, strength. Strength, strength, strength. This is something that a lot of us miss out on when we're focusing on fitness. Like, oh, I went for a walk, or I went for a run, and I'm eating pretty good, and we've forgotten about strength. Now, if you are 100 years old and you can't do a squat, can anybody see why that would be a problem? You can't live by yourself. Shoot, that is a bummer, okay? We need to be able to have the strength to be able to do these motions. And the way we're gonna do this and get that strength is to work on it now and make sure that we don't lose it. You're gonna put that strength in your health bank and you're gonna hold on to it as long as you can. Things to focus on, 100-year lifestyle, make sure that you can do a squat so you can get up and out of a chair. You can go to the bathroom all by yourself. Nobody has to help you. And you can be able to put your dishes away. Can you lift things above your head? Okay. These are the things that you should be able to focus on with strength. Also with strength, we have our core strength. And this right here is the essence of all movement and activity, is to make sure that between here and here, you can do movement, right? If I can't stand up straight, I can't move my arms and do this. More jazz hands, right? So strong core muscles are essential, essential, essential. I won't get too much into it, but you guys get a handout. It's your green handout, and it has your core test. You can do this at home. So go ahead and flip to your green sheet, and there is 15-second bits where you're going to be doing a plank, and then you're going to lift one arm in your plank, put that down. You're going to do your other arm in your plank, put that down, leg, do your leg. And if you can do that for 2 minutes, which is how long it is, and you still feel awesome within 72 hours, you are awesome. Good job. Your core is in a good spot, and you are on your way to 100 healthy years and beyond. If you struggle with this, and everybody needs to really do this, see how far you can get. If you struggle with it, one, make sure with your medical professional that you are going to be okay, and two, work on it. Do this 3 or 4 times a week, and you will get further and further and further along. Okay? So this is what that looks like, and if anybody hasn't ever seen a plank, this is what a plank looks like. If you, at the very beginning, cannot do this where you're on your elbows and on your toes, go ahead and start on your knees, and once you get through the 2 minutes, then you'll bust it out and you'll move to your toes. All right. Get your S in shape, your nutrition, endurance, strength, and structure. S is the last 3. We are down to structure, and we have got to take care of our spine. Our spine houses our good posture. It houses our flexibility. It gives us good balance. It gives us structure and control. And our spine is the thing that houses our central nervous system that controls all of the functions to every single cell, tissue, and organ. So how do we get this healthy structure? This is kind of the fun, relaxing part of get your S in shape, okay? Improve flexibility. What's one way somebody here likes to improve their flexibility? Yoga, yes. Yoga is awesome. Anybody here do Pilates? I got a couple Pilates, okay, good. Yoga. You can do yoga on YouTube too, just so you know. You don't want to go into the studio with all the other people wearing spandex. I love healthy structure because all of these things are so calming. They're, well, sometimes the yoga class is quite hard. With healthy structure, before we go in and bust out our weights and before we go on our walk and our run, we need to make sure that we warm up so that we're ready for that. And we also need to make sure that we cool down when we're finished. So before you do your thing, it's good to do a little bit of stretching, active stretching. And when you cool down, this is after you're done with it, just spend 5 minutes on your hamstrings. It will relieve pressure from your hips, from your low back, so that when you go to your desk job and you sit for the next 6 to 8 hours, you'll be in a better place and your body will totally thank you for it because things will be looser and there won't be as much stress on the structure. Now, if our structure is stressed, when the communication of our nervous system is interfered with, it's going to deteriorate our spine. And for a lot of you guys who are here, you've seen images of your actual spine and you can see where it is. And this really does affect the quality of life as we age. Now, in the top left corner here, we see good, healthy structure. Good bone here, nice even space in between. That's where the disc goes. And from there is where the nerves are going to come out that are going to control the function. Now, as we move along here, you can see how the space is getting a little smaller. Got some bony bone spurs going on here. It's really getting bad here. Now, you can see this here looks worse than this. So can anybody tell me how, if these bones here are about, let's say this person's 60 years old, how old are these bones? Are they about 60 years old too? They're probably not any different. So as we age, it doesn't depend on how old we are. I'm just getting old. It depends on the alignment of this structure. Her body is so incredibly amazing. You got to see this. This is so cool. Wolff's law is that where there is extra stress, your body's gonna lay down extra stuff. So if there is some stress over here, your body's gonna be like, whoa, gonna make a bone spur, gotta hold on there, okay? Oh, stress over here, gonna lay down some whatever, we're gonna make another bone spur, etc. Your body's doing exactly what it should do to keep your structure going strong. And it's the unstressed bones that remain youthful and healthy, and while the stressed bones are gonna age prematurely. I have to share with you a sad story. When I was 19, I had my first MRI scan thing when I was rowing. I had some numbness going down my legs, and I was like, Coach, can't row, I've got this tingling thing going on. And he looked at me like, you did not just say that. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was my first year on the US team. And I was like, well, it's not a big deal, right? I go in and get checked out, and the MD's like, sit down, you know, like, you have a spine of a 40-year-old. I was 19. I'm crying. I'm totally crying. Like, oh my gosh, I can't go to the Olympics. This is awful. Well, I can go to the Olympics, but I had to work way harder than everybody else. And now, with my empire being 64 and counting, like, I still got to keep on it, because those bones that were already messed up by the time I was 19, I got to keep on it. I got to keep on it. And there are so many other people. All of us are in the same boat. If we're going to live this active, healthy lifestyle to 100 and beyond, hopefully, and we want to make it good, we don't want numbness and tingling going down our legs, and we want to have an awesome quality of life so we can go to the Olympics of retirement or whatever. Okay. All right, in your packet, on the other side of the core check, is we have our posture check. Okay, and this is part of our structure. So we've got, is our spine aging well, or is it deteriorating? So this is your, how you're going to check into your posture.
Oh, the green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, other side of the green. Good, good, good. And what you're going to do is you're going to be looking at yourself in a mirror, and you're going to try to look like this handsome fellow here in the middle. Oh yeah. He's not wearing a shirt. You want balanced and upright posture. Good posture to give that even aging of your bones and your structure inside is where your ear will be right over your shoulder, shoulder right over the middle of your hip, right over the middle of your knee and your ankle. So you can look in the mirror, well, kind of. You might have to have somebody else look at your ear over your shoulder. And this over here, bad posture. This over here, bad posture. And remember when we first started this workshop, when we started thinking about our grandparents and how did they age? Almost all of our grandparents, if they took a long time to age, it went something like this, right? You know, we slowly start to get here. And the further they got forward, or are getting forward, and even us, the closer it is before we have a fall, before we lose balance, before things start to happen. This is so important, and we don't think about it enough. So check your posture. That. We already talked about this already, but I'm going to hit on it again. What are the statistics? What percent of our life capacity is up to our lifestyle?
70%.
Nice. Okay. You guys got it. 70% is due to how we are living the fitness lifestyle. That's a lot. That's all on us to make sure that we do that right. You can't be like, oh, it's my genes. It is partially our genes. You get your structure. Some of it is coming from your family. However, 70% is up to us.
What's the other 10?
70 and 30. Right? Oh, other 10. Oh, 110%?
I added wrong.
Okay. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not bad at math.
No, I added wrong.
Okay.
I was coming up to 90.
Save 80, 90, 100 and beyond, even in percentage. Okay. This is quite exciting. We are the first generations in history to have 4 and 5 generations of a family that's normal, that is going to be normal, okay? Rather than just like kids, parents, grandparents, that's it. Kids, parents, grandparents, that's it. We are now getting kids, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and even great-great-grandparents is going to be the norm because of living this long. This is a really, really exciting time, and it should be for all of us. But it's going to, again, depend on those lifestyle choices. We have an exciting thing here for you guys, and this is the last bits here in your packet, is that because we are so passionate about this and making sure that Bellevue in the community is reaching for 100 years in a healthy, awesome way, we have certificates. We have 3 certificates for people to get their fitness checked. So what does it take to get your fitness checked? Well, if you're already here in the clinic and under chiropractic care, then you're taking care of that structure bit. So you've got your NES. You've got part of your NES going on. Okay. But if you would like to get your nutrition, your endurance, and your strength checked, we have that, and we can do that for you all. And again, the little certificate, it's $30 to get checked out, and you can do that on a routine basis if you want, and go ahead and keep marking that so that you, as you move forward to whatever your empire is, remember how many years you have left, where are you at, and how are you aging, we can help you monitor that. By knowing where you are, like stepping on a scale, you can know where you need to move forward and where you can find some help at. And Dr. Cummins is such an awesome resource. He's going to help point us in the right direction for things. If there's something here we can't help you with, he's going to help you find you a class or whatever you want to go strong. Okay. The other awesome thing that is in there is 2 more of those coupons, right? So if you haven't gotten checked and done the Creating Wellness evaluation, which makes up the fitness score, and have had your spine checked, then you have 2 more of those to give away to your friends, your family, and your children. I already expressed how important it is for us to take care of our young ones and to take care of the other people that we love. So think above and below you. Think next to you. Think about people around who could really benefit from knowing what their fitness is and taking some positive steps so that their empire, whatever their empire number is going to be an awesome, awesome life. So that's why you have 3 of those in there, okay? And they're good for 2 weeks. So make sure you pass them out quickly and get those things scheduled, because we've already scheduled special time in the office just for you guys to do this. The last thing in there, again, passionate about taking care of all kids and families so we all live to 100 and beyond, is our CHUSA program. That stands for Chiropractic Health USA. And what this is it's a way for families to have this fitness lifestyle and have it be affordable. Basically, the rates are the first member of CHUSA, all of your, whatever happens here in the clinic is reduced by 20%, okay? Every other member of your family, no matter what they have done here in the office, the max that we would charge is $30. So it's a huge savings. That way you can have your kids, multiple kids, etc. Spouse, daughter, whatever. And for kids that are under 12, it's only $20. So we want to take care of our generations moving forward so we all can live to 100 and beyond. All right. So that wraps it up. We went through all of fitness pretty fast. Fitness. Everybody say it with me. Fitness. Fitness. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So I hope you guys are really excited about where you're headed. You've calculated your empire, and we are going to be taking those steps forward in nutrition, in endurance, in strength, in structure, so that as we move forward to 80, 90, and 100 years, we are going to be taking Bellevue and beyond by storm and living it up here with the 100-year lifestyle. So thank you guys all for coming.